Good day everyone, I am Gina Giliana and I will be the reporter for methods and processes of refrigerant recovery. So recovery means to remove refrigerant in any condition, and removal of refrigerant from the system is necessary in some instances during repair and maintenance of a refrigeration and air conditioning system. So we have here proper tools and accessories to ensure optimal and complete and safe removal of the refrigerant from the system. So this includes safety goggles, gloves, manifold gauges, refrigerant recovery cylinder, weighing scale, refrigerant recovery unit or machine, appropriate hoses and a screwdriver and wrenches. But of course, before we proceed to refrigerant recovery, we need to consider first our safety because the most important aspect of refrigerant recovery or any job is safety. So these are the personal safety guidelines. First is use personal protective equipment. So this includes safety goggles, gloves, and safety shoes to prevent frostbite. Because of refrigerant vapor is heavier than air, if leaked, it will concentrate in low areas. So you need to avoid these areas unless proper ventilation is provided. Lastly is avoid inhalation of refrigerant vapor. You need to be aware that inhalation of high concentrations of refrigerant vapor is harmful and may cause heart irregularities, unconsciousness, or death. Another is safe recovery process and recovery. First, most technicians use a manifold set with two-center utility. Make sure that the manifold gauges are rated for the refrigerant pressure to be worked with and you have an accurate weighing scale. Number 2, a set of charging hoses with ball valve ends is also needed. So it is important to ensure both hoses and the assemblies are according to recognized standards. 3. It is best to use the shortest hoses possible for a given job for more efficient recovery and reducing the impact on the environment. 4 is use quality recovery unit. So here, you need to look for one with a large condenser, a compressor protection regulator or CPR valve. Another is make sure to have the right tank of cylinder for the job and that you do not fill it beyond 80% capacity. Check the valves for sign of damage such as dents or corrosion before using and confirm that the cylinder is within the certification date. 6 is weigh the empty cylinder on an accurate scale, assuring that the cylinder is freestanding and the scale with no restrictions due to recovery equipment. And then monitor the pressure during the filling step. So do not exceed the maximum service pressure of the recovery cylinder that is stamped on the cylinder collar or shoulder. Another is do not overfill the cylinder. So meaning to say is you need to shut off the valve if maximum gross width or surface pressure is reached. Once recovery is completed, close the cylinder valve completely. And lastly, exercise caution with moving filled recovery containers. So use proper cylinder handling procedures such as avoid dropping, denting, or damaging of cylinder. So let us come now to refrigerant recovery methods. So this is one of the most important tasks a service technician will perform when maintaining or repairing refrigeration and air conditioning system. It's refrigerant recovery prior to evacuation or vacuuming the system. Vapor recovery methods. The vapor recovery method is the most commonly used refrigerant recovery as it applicable to smaller systems like refrigeration and air conditioners. So in this method, the refrigerant is removed from the refrigeration or air conditioning system in a vapor state. The vapor is then condensed into liquid by the recovery unit and transferred to the recovery cylinder. We also have step-by-step for vapor recovery using a yellow jacket brand of recovery machine. First is turn off the refrigeration or air conditioning system where the refrigerant is to be recovered. 2. Close all knobs of the manifold and check the recovery machine selector knob. 2. Close all knobs of the manifold and check that the recovery machine selector knob is also set to off. Number 3 is connect the manifold to the system being served as high side to the liquid part and low side to the vapor part. Connect the percent and utility hoses from the center of the manifold to the suction port or inlet of the recovery machine. Fifth is connect a hose from the liquid side of the recovery cylinder to the discharge port or outlet of the recovery machine. And make sure that the ends of the hoses with the shutoffs are used at the suction and discharge port. 7th, purge all hoses before starting to recover refrigerant into the recovery cylinder. Another is open the utility port and the low side valve on the manifold. And when recovery is complete, turn the system switch off and turn the selector valve clockwise to off. Again, you must purge after every recovery, so turn the system switch on and turn the selector valve to purge. And when the unit again shuts down and the lamp is indicate recovery complete, your vapor recovery process is finished. So this is the liquid recovery method. Liquid recovery is performed the same way as a standard vapor recovery. Only difference is that the collection and taking out the refrigerant is in the high side of the system. So in the liquid recovery method, refrigerant is transferred while still in that state. This is ideal for recovering large amounts of refrigerant and much faster than vapor recovery method. Settings in the refrigerant recovery unit may also differ. Note, setup may vary depending on the kind, type, or model of the recovery unit used. So that would be all. Thank you.